When I was struggling to get through the Egyptian pyramids, I couldn't help but think I was being followed.
Out of breath. That was fun.
Underneath the cracked outer stones, the bent pyramid has far bigger problems than just a crumbling ceiling. Inside the northern passage is a fracture. This indicates a dangerous fault line that caused part of the pyramid to slip under its colossal weight. Sneferu's builders encountered similar problems in the western passage, forcing them to seal and abandon the entrance. How serious was this damage, and did it force the builders to change the shape of this pyramid? Colin heads down a narrow passageway. Just a short way inside the northern entrance, he finds other stones have also slipped.
We're at a point about 10 meters inside the northern passage, and at this point we've got quite a major movement. This block here is dropped about 20-25 centimeters.
This crack, running right across the passageway, concerns Colin.
What this big drop tells us is that that dip we saw on the casing just by the entranceway isn't superficial. It runs the full length of this passageway for about 10 or 11 meters. We are undoubtedly looking at a major dislocation in the structure as it was being built.
What does all this mean? Colin believes that the pyramid has split in two. One section, 32 meters thick and weighing thousands of tons, has cracked and slipped down. He thinks this is because the pyramid was constructed in two different stages. The bent pyramid started as a stepped pyramid. But in the pharaoh's quest for perfection, workers added a second layer to cover its huge steps. It gave the pyramid smooth sides. But with nothing locking the steps and the outer shell together, the layers began to split and slip down. Was this enough to change the shape of the pyramid? The damage is severe, but it seems to be limited to just a few places.
That disturbance of the casing we saw over the entrance, though, suggests to me that this is localized. This movement here is the passageway only. Taking it all together, it doesn't seem to be evidence for a dramatic collapse.
Qui a construit les grandes pyramides? La majorité des égyptologues affirment que les pyramides ne sont rien d'autre que des lieux où se trouvent les tombeaux des pharaons. Toutefois, il existe une théorie selon laquelle les pyramides ont été construites pour d'autres raisons plus importantes. Nous savons tous que les pyramides comportent des puits cachés dans leur structure, mais le véritable but de tels puits reste un mystère. Christopher Dunn, en créant une réplique de ces puits à plus petite échelle que les grandes pyramides et en y versant de l'eau, a découvert que la pyramide produisait une fréquence capable d'émettre des électrons. Remise à l'échelle des grandes pyramides, l'énergie créée aurait été équivalente, voire supérieure, à celle d'un tremblement de terre. Nikola Tesla lui-même, lorsqu'il a créé la tour Tesla, un dispositif capable de capter l'énergie de l'atmosphère, a trouvé son inspiration directement dans les pyramides. Peut-être qu'une technologie a été cachée dans les pyramides par une civilisation qui était très avancée pour son époque. Mais malgré toutes ces théories, le mystère demeure. Qui a construit les pyramides et pourquoi? Abonne-toi.
Holy shit. This is how the pyramids were built.
This is how to avoid the crowds at the Giza pyramids in Egypt. Part 2. Head over to an area called Dashur and visit the Bent Pyramid. But a word of warning, it is not for the faint of hearted. Although there's hardly any people there and no sellers, and it's an amazing environment and it's a very, very interesting pyramid, if you're going to head inside the pyramid, I warn you now, it is one of the hardest pyramids to explore in all of Egypt. It's super tight, very little air, and there's a lot of crawling and nooks and crannies to get in and out of. The shaft to enter the pyramid is 85 meters long and it's on a 40% incline, which is super steep. There's also these really high wooden stairs to climb up and these really tight tunnels to crawl through, as you see here. As someone who is 6'2", I found it extremely challenging to get around, especially as I had just been in the Red Pyramid not long before that, and I was physically exhausted. And yes, I just smashed my head in the ceiling. But if you're not going to head inside the pyramid itself and you're just going to explore the outside, well, it's still super interesting. It's interesting because the pyramid itself is unusual. Built at two different angles, 52 degrees followed by 42 degrees. And it's one of the only examples of the outer casing still remaining on a pyramid. And just for reference, this pyramid is older than the pyramids at Giza.
มีใครเคยสงสัยบ้างคะว่าในพีระมิดมันมีอะไรและเราสามารถเข้าไปได้หรือเปล่าก่อนมาที่นี่นะคะเราก็สงสัยเหมือนกับทุกคนว่าข้างในนั้นมันมีอะไรและเราเข้าไปได้จริงๆหรือเปล่าแต่ก่อนอื่นนะคะเราต้องไปซื้อตั๋วก่อนแล้วก็ผ่านช่องอันนี้เข้าไปที่เป็นรูๆเมื่อกี้ที่เห็นนะคะที่แรกตอนทางเดินเข้าไปตอนแรกก็จะเป็นแบบนี้นะคะมันเย็นมากแล้วมันก็มีลมพัดชิวๆแต่ขอบอกเลยค่ะว่าไม่ง่ายเพราะทางต่อจากนี้มันจะแคบแล้วมันก็อากาศน้อยมากเนี่ยทางเดินมันเป็นอย่างเงี้ยเดินชันมากใครที่เตรียมตัวจะไปนะคะเขาบอกเลยว่าต้องเตรียมยาดมเตรียมน้ำเตรียมพัดลมแล้วก็รองเท้าที่ใส่สบายๆไม่ลื่นทางที่เห็นมันไม่ใช่แค่ทางขึ้นนะทุกคนมันเป็นทางเดินสวนกันแบบนี้ส่วนระยะทางเดินเนี่ยเราก็ไม่แน่ใจนะคะว่ามันไกลเท่าไหร่แต่ที่รู้ๆก็คือมันชันและอากาศก็น้อยแล้วก็เหนื่อยมากภายในนะคะก็จะเป็นห้องโล่งๆว่างๆแล้วก็จะมีแท่นหินแบบนี้นะคะคล้ายๆโลงเหมือนเอาไว้ใส่ที่เขาไว้ใส่อันนั้นแหละมีแค่นี้เลยค่ะทุกคนเราก็ยังไม่ชัวร์ว่าห้องนี้เขาเอาไว้ทำอะไรกันแน่จริงๆแล้วถ้าใครรู้บอกหน่อยนะคะ
Did you know that it takes 10 to 15 minutes to walk down to the bottom of some of the Egyptian pyramids?
So I wanted to show you how the pyramids were actually sealed, and this is me going to a pyramid right now. And these two rocks are part of the old door that was sealing the entrance. As you can see, it's all very tight down here, so I'll keep going. I'm now approaching one of the first seals. As you can see here, they dropped the stone, so it's pre-built into the pyramid. Those beams that are there are just safety beams. You can see there the gap where the stone would have been dropped, usually held up by wood, and it was pre-placed during the building of the actual pyramid. Super heavy. So quite a few of you have been asking, how do you actually get into the pyramid itself? Well, there's the original main entrance, which is this one here, but that's not actually used. It's this small one here on the side now.
Look at this. Wow. Look how beautiful the colors.
This is absolutely insane. This is absolutely insane.
For more than 2,500 years.
Wow.
Nobody did touch them. Look. Here it is.
Ears with the eyes.
Look at this one.
Is like crazy. Wow.
Here is one level of wooden coffin. Second, third, fourth, fifth, and I don't know how many. How many more wooden coffins? Well painted.
Wow. No one have taken the dust all this
Well
years.
decorated. The Lady of the Sky. And here we can see the two goddesses of protection. The goddess Nephthys, and the other side the goddess Isis. Over there we can see a bunch of gods.
This is real.
Do you know, this white is ivory.
Yes.
The black one is black crystal, and this is bronze.
It's like as if you realize someone is really opening his eyes and just looking, you know.
Look at the lovely smile. And here is the false wig. You can see it's around here.
It's a privilege to touch these things. This is like amazing.
This is the god Betah Sukran, the god of protection of the cemetery. It's very well known, very famous. And here we can see the remains of a mummification.
Did you know the ancient Egyptians used the stars to align the Great Pyramids perfectly? The ancient Egyptian builders used two bright stars in the Big Dipper and the Little Dipper constellations. They then used these two bright stars in those two constellations to align the Great Pyramids in a north-south direction with an accuracy of 0.05 degrees. So accurate, it baffles the minds of experts today as to just how they did it. Bearing in mind, this was 4,500 years ago. If you found that interesting, then drop me a follow. If you have anything to add, then let's discuss in the comment section below. But as always, remember to like and follow, and have a nice day.
Selama ini kita dibohongi, ternyata begini proses syuting di Mesir. Ternyata jika ada syuting yang lokasinya itu ada di Mesir dan tidak ada orang sama sekali, ternyata mereka tidak benar-benar pergi ke Mesir. Dan mereka membuat sebuah area di studio dan membuatnya seakan-akan ada di Mesir.
To cut it. Never happened. Use a laser cut. Never happened. Okay, now I have to shut up for a minute. If we can do that today, look at the hieroglyphic that being carved on that pyramid. And number two, it is not even looking at the hieroglyphic. Somebody tried to chop those hieroglyphic, and he managed to do a little bit of it. We can do that today. So, it looks like a pressing machine, burning machine, being added there. If laser can't do it today, so what the hell they use to make it with that perfection? Look, even polished and glazed, lift off. The eye of Horus, the lung of Osiris, Ra, duck and circle, reeds and a honeybee, and then the names of the pharaoh and hieroglyphic. Perfection of the size. Same precision, depth, width. It is mind-blowing.
الدنيا مش على هوانا في خلق عايشة تعبانة تدي العبيط ما تبخلش أما الشقيان يابا 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 يابا.
We are Egyptians, not Arabs. We are the descendants of the ancient Egyptians and the owners of the greatest civilization in history. We are the owners of the land. We are the greats, the descendants of the greats.
You can see inside the lines and also the way that it here have a notch like avoid it and then stop coming back, and this is would never happen if you're working slow. Can you see?
Yeah, right there you can feel the yeah.
If you're an adventure seeker, you need to experience this. Imagine soaring above the ancient pyramids of Giza. Ready for the ride of your life? Picture this. You're gliding over the vast Sahara, the golden sand stretching endlessly beneath you. Ahead, the great pyramids rise majestically, their ancient stones whispering secrets of the past. As you hover above, you can almost feel the presence of pharaohs and kings, the air thick with history and mystery. From this height, the perspective is breathtaking. The Pyramid of Khufu, towering at nearly 500 feet, looks both grand and serene. The smaller pyramids and the Sphinx, guardians of these timeless structures, reveal their intricate details only visible from above. This is more than a flight, it's an immersion into a world of wonder and awe. So next time you crave adventure, think beyond the ordinary. Experience the pyramids like never before. Fly high and touch the past.
Recently, scientists have been using advanced technologies, such as infrared scanning and gravitational wave detection, to explore the interiors of the pyramids. However, many unknown spaces and hidden passages within these ancient structures remain undiscovered. In some parts of the pyramids, the stones appear to be arranged randomly. However, A closer analysis reveals that these arrangements follow specific patterns, raising questions about the intention behind this layout. At the top of several chambers, there is a large monolithic capstone. Considering the technology available to the ancient Egyptians, it is still a mystery how they managed to move and precisely position a stone weighing several tons at such a high altitude. To protect the pharaohs' tombs from looters, the ancient Egyptians created ingenious mechanisms, like the rolling stone and other deadly devices. However, to this day, these traps have not been conclusively confirmed. Studies indicate that the ventilation shafts in the pyramids were not constructed randomly. Even with modern technology, replicating some of these internal structures is extremely challenging. What do these ancient inscriptions really reveal? Do they record the history of ancient Egypt, or conceal cosmic truths that we have yet to understand? Although some hieroglyphs have been deciphered, many mysteries remain. Why were the pyramids erected in seemingly remote locations? Is there a specific cultural or religious factor behind these choices? Perhaps this is related to the Egyptian beliefs about life, death, and the universe. Some scholars believe that certain internal structures of the pyramids could have special educational or ceremonial effects. These features might have been used by the ancient Egyptians in religious rituals or to convey important messages. Many pyramids have passages or windows that point to specific constellations. Some believe these structures were used to observe celestial events, while others think they played a role in religious rituals or the belief in spiritual ascension. Some objects found within the pyramids, such as precisely arranged metal rods, intricate plumbing systems, and devices made from unknown alloys, suggest an advanced level of technology. The purpose of these items remains unknown. These mysteries continue to fascinate and intrigue scholars and enthusiasts of ancient history, showing that much remains to be discovered about the wonders of ancient Egypt.
You were caught in a dance, you were lost in the trance of another Arabian night. Arabian night.
The water would rush down the shaft of the Great Pyramid down to the subterranean chamber, which was about 330 feet. It would bypass a valve, and then the valve would slam shut, and it would cause a shock wave to be sent up the Great Pyramid itself, and then it would shoot towards the ceiling that was directly below the King's Chamber. It's a freestanding granite tuned room, and it would cause that to resonate at a specific frequency.
Interesting facts about Egypt. Ancient Egyptians were the first to invent toothpaste. The Egyptian pyramids were built by workers, not slaves. The pyramids also align with the stars. They made the first peace treaty. The oldest dress in the world was found in Egypt.